Hi everyone, my name is Abby Schultz and I am going to give you my informative speech. I'm sorry it's not in front of an audience, but I honestly don't have an audience to do it in front of, so I apologize for that, but here it goes. How many of you consider yourself to be a caffeine addict? How many of you drink caffeinated beverages on a daily basis? Currently in our society, so many people try to persuade us whether or not caffeinated beverages are good for us. I would like to share with you now about what caffeine can do to your body. I may not cause you to change your caffeine consumption, but at least you'll be better informed about what you are putting into your body. The beneficial effects of caffeine, the negative effects, and what are considered to be safe levels of caffeine are all things that I am going to discuss with you today within my speech. There are many beneficial effects of caffeine that are good points to discuss today. Caffeine is well known as a stimulant. That is why many people drink it. I know I drink it because I am a mom of 3 small kids, and I sometimes just need it to stay awake and be able to function as a human. My husband is in the oil field and he works very long shifts, very long hours, little days off in between shifts, and little time off in between shifts. So he also is Monster's biggest customer, as I joke. There are many beneficial effects to caffeine. Caffeine is well known as a stimulant, as I just said, staying awake for long shifts, staying awake to do homework, staying awake to do laundry, staying awake because you have a baby and the baby is crying every 30 minutes throughout the night. Those are all good reasons why you need caffeine. That is why a lot of people actually drink caffeine to stay awake, to stay motivated, to move without the day. I know on the weekends that my husband is off, my kids will come in and wake him up and wake us up for the day, and they're always like, "Daddy, do you need your coffee?" So that is, even my children who are 6 and 4 know that Daddy needs coffee. It helps him wake up. Caffeine does help you wake up and feel more alert to increase your attention spans, as I just said. My children waking my husband up to get coffee. For example, people who drive long distances, it helps them stay awake. When my husband and I moved to Texas, we had to drive 20 hours with our small children in the car, so we both drank some caffeine to stay awake that night. That was the longest 20 hours of my life. Antioxidants are a huge part of caffeine, which have been shown to have qualities that prevent cancer. My sister is a diabetic, and she actually has been told that there are benefits with the antioxidants and stuff in caffeine, especially coffee, to her drinking that to help her have better health. Depending on how much you consume comes the negative effects of caffeine. When it's consumed in smaller amounts, it can increase your heart rate and cause dehydration from constant urination. Caffeine, as we all know, if you drink, is in soda. So if you drink a lot of soda, that a lot of people tend to, you can become dehydrated from that. I had a period in my life where I drank way too much pop and I became Mountain Dew addicted, and I was severely dehydrated because of it, because that is all I drank was Mountain Dew. Caffeine can also prompt your digestive system to produce more acid, which, let's be honest, acid reflux, any type of acid in your body is not fun. Nobody wants to deal with that, so that is a negative effect. In larger consumptions of caffeine, it can cause headaches, restlessness, nervousness, and make it impossible for one to go to sleep. I have definitely dealt with that. I have been guilty of drinking pop before I need to go to bed, and I'm restless and I can't fall asleep. I've also been guilty of drinking so much pop the day before that the next day I have to have a pop to get my headache to go away. A lot of doctors actually treat caffeine issues with drinking pop or some type of caffeine to help reduce the headache. A lot of other people's problems can conclude with depression and digestion issues, which happens a lot. Most claim that having caffeine in your diet is neither a benefit or harmful. A lot of people only recommend 1 8-ounce glass of caffeine a day. I know when you're pregnant, you're not supposed to drink a whole lot of caffeine. They say little consumption. Some people say not a lot. So I think it just depends on your personal preference. Caffeine can have an effect on you, but I would have to say that it leads to, if you were drinking several 2 liters per day, you would have to be drinking a lot of caffeine to have a effect on you. And a lot of people do have a caffeine addiction because it is something that everybody goes to stay awake, to wake up in the mornings, to be able to function throughout your day. It will also have a number of factors such as your weight and general health. Obviously, if you're drinking pop all the time to stay awake for the caffeine, it's going to cause you to put on weight and not feel so good because pop is not good for you in any consumption. I stopped drinking pop for a while and I lost 15 pounds just from not drinking pop. Whether or not one person has personal sensitivity to caffeine is another factor. Some people have sensitivities to caffeine. Some people don't have sensitivities to caffeine. I personally had a sensitivity to caffeine, so that is why I try my hardest to cut caffeine out of my daily life as much as possible. As you can see, caffeine can have both positive and negative effects on your health. That is why it is important to always remember the safe caffeine intakes. So the next time you want that extra Mountain Dew, just remember what caffeine can do to you.